Season 2 has brought a complete storm system revamp, the most powerful shotgun we've ever seen, and a blade you can use to dash your way across the map. This season is great, but the question is, what's the meta? Before we get into any of the finer details, let's start by taking a look at the loot pool to what you should and shouldn't be holding on to. First off, the brand new kinetic blade is absolutely insane. If you've played even just one match this season, chances are you've had an opponent dash away into the sky towards safety. This item is hands down one of, if not, the most broken mobility items we've ever seen. Rest in peace, Shadow Bombs. While the strongest aspects of the kinetic blade is definitely the mobility, you can use it to make aggressive plays as well. A normal dash with the blade will send you around 25 meters. If you dash towards a box, you'll destroy the builds but won't actually end up inside. However, if you line yourself up exactly 22 meters away from an opponent's box, you'll be phased right in, even if they're turbo building. This can be a great way to make a surprise aggressive play on your opponent for a quick kill. Be careful though, because after you dash, you'll be stuck in the animation for a couple of seconds, making you completely vulnerable to taking damage. If this item still doesn't sound broken enough for you, try pairing it with the aerialist augment. Dashing directly into the sky 3 times and deploying your glider at the peak height makes for an insanely easy and quick rotation. Since it only takes 10 seconds to recharge each dash, you should be able to rotate like this at a consistent pace all across the entire map. With how strong the kinetic blade is, we can only expect a nerf to be made to this thing sometime soon. I'm sure the pros won't be putting up with everyone spamming their right click for the entirety of each endgame. At the end of the day, as long as it goes unnerfed, you need to be carrying it whenever you find one. The kinetic blade isn't the only busted item that we have this season. The brand new Havoc Pump shotgun is the hardest hitting shotgun we've ever had in the game. Well, at least that's the case for the Mythic variant, but we'll get more into that a bit later on. Damage-wise, the Havoc Pump packs a punch to both the head and the body. The Blue Havoc does 120 damage to the body and 180 to the head. The Gold variant does 140 to the body and 185 to the head. This makes the Havoc Pump the clear way to go for Season 2. Yes, there is the Maven Auto and the Combat Shotgun, but these just don't come close to how powerful the Havoc is. However, if you are unable to get your hands on a Havoc, definitely go with the Combat Shotgun over the Maven Auto. With the hotfix buff Epic just made to the combat, the higher rarities are honestly not that bad and can even put up a solid fight against a low rarity Havoc. As for your secondary weapon, Epic decided to make things a little bit tricky. The only SMGs we have this season are the Twin Mag SMG and the Tactical Pistol. That is, if you'd even count it as an SMG. The damage for these has stayed the same as in Season 1, so we're not complaining by any means. However, it's the AR pool that makes deciding on your loadout pretty difficult. See, the brand new Havoc suppressed assault rifle can do some solid damage when used from medium and long range when ADS, and it can even be hip fired pretty accurately. The downside here is that the pullout time takes forever. You could attend the World Cup finals, fly home, and still be back before your weapon is able to be fired. Okay, it's not that bad, but it's considerably slower than the ARs we've been used to. This means you'll need to sacrifice a slot for an SMG if you're using it with the Havoc shotgun, or else you'll find yourself getting deleted every time you try to swap weapons. The Red Eye assault rifle does have a slightly quicker pullout time than the Havoc, but the fire rate on this thing makes using it as a secondary weapon not too great of an idea. What we're getting at here is that since neither assault rifles can adequately be used as a secondary weapon, you're gonna need to hold on to an SMG. This means that the choice between the Havoc suppressed AR and the Red Eye is gonna come down to your own personal preference. If you're a player who takes pride in your ability to tap fire accurately, go with the Red Eye. On the other hand, if spray firing is your strong suit, go ahead and rock the Havoc suppressed. Both ARs are great, it's just a matter of how you use them. Alright Fortnite fam, it is time for the question of the day. Do you like the fact that Epic is trying to make loadouts more preference based, or do you miss having one weapon that is hands down the way to go? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. When it comes to healing items, the only significant change we've seen this season is with the Slurp Juice. This item is now legendary instead of epic, and for good reason too. With the buffed Slurp Juice, it only takes 2 seconds to pop, and you'll be able to generate 3 shield and 3 white HP every half second. On top of the crazy fast healing time, the Slurp Juice now provides 240 total HP. In theory, this means that you'd be able to survive for 22 seconds in a 10-tick zone if you're starting at 100 HP. This this might just be enough for Cray to make his highly desired return to heal-offs. Regardless of how prevalent heal-offs may or may not be this season, the Slurp Juice is hands down the best consumable in the game as of now and should be prioritized over all other heals. If you're serious about improving, head on over to ProGuides.com where you can access all of our courses and bootcamp content for just $7.99. And if personalized coaching is more your speed, you'll get 10% off any session with any of our pros. Now, it's pretty rare that we see changes in the Storm functionality, but nonetheless, Epic decided to make some changes to how the Storm operates in Season 2. Instead of the typical 9 zones we've been used to, there are now 12 in total. This will increase the average match length by around a minute and decrease the end game length by a minute in turn. For Storm phases 1 through 5, these will function as the regular zones you've been used to. For zones 6 through 8, these zones are now partial, meaning they'll always include the edge of the previous zone. As you can imagine, the addition of these partial zones will ultimately decrease the number of teams needing to make a rotation for each zone pull. This, combined with the extra minute in the match length, will increase the duration of the mid game. And no, this doesn't mean you'll just have to sit in a box and wait patiently for the game to roll around. With the addition of Loot Island and the absolutely stacked vaults in Mega City, Brutal Bastion, and Shattered Slabs, you'll have plenty of mid-game objectives to keep you busy. For the vaults, you're just gonna have to take care of the high card AI and his crew. They spawn on the map right as the second zone appears and are even marked on the map so you don't have to waste your time searching around. After wiping the squad, you'll receive a mythic suppressed AR, 2 healing items, 175 gold, some AR ammo, and of course, the key card. For Mega City, once you enter the vault, you'll be greeted with the mythic shotgun and tons of loot. The number of shotguns in the vault will correspond to the mode you're playing. In solos, there will be 1, in duos, there will be 2, and in trios, there will be 3. This means you won't have to have a screaming match with your teammates over who's the best with shoddy each game. Along with the shotguns, you'll find a handful of chests, 2 rare chests, 2 slurp juices, and some slurp barrels, ammo crates, and more gold than you'll ever need. The vaults in Shattered Slabs and Brutal Bastion are just great. The only thing you won't be getting with these is the mythic shotgun. Now, if you're unable to get your hands on one of these vaults, you can still hit up the brand new Loot Island. The island will appear at the start of zone number 4 and can be seen on the map just like the high card AI. Now, where this island spawns will come at random, but the majority of the potential spawn points are near the center of the map. So keep that in mind when positioning yourself for the 4th storm pull. On the island, you'll have a house to loot and some trees to farm, but the jackpot here is the gold flag. After capturing it, you'll be rewarded with a mythic overclocked pulse rifle, a gold weapon, 2 slurp juices, some ammo, 3 healing items, and 200 gold. There's also a vault that you can loot, but the downside is that you'll need 2 key cards, and the loot is subpar in comparison to the other vaults. After you finish looting everything, you can simply hit one of the 8 rifts that spawn directly underneath the island and make your way towards the next zone. Just make sure you don't forget your pulse rifle because this thing is broken. It deals 38 damage to the body while hip fired and 57 while ADS, along with 57 damage to the head from hip fire and a whopping 85 to the head when ADS'd. Since the flag drops 1 pulse rifle per person, just like the Mega City Vault does, you and your team can all grab one and absolutely tear through any team that gets in your way. If you found these tips helpful, don't be afraid to leave a like and drop a comment on what you'd like to see next. Also, make sure you're subscribed with post notifications turned on so you never miss another one of our videos.